What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another commentary from the Rome 2 Cup of Nations 2024. We previously watched Sofado versus Soap in the first round. It was a best of 5 that went all 5 games, and, well, we got another treat for you today. It's Semi-Naked versus Sofado this time, and another really good series. Yeah, I think this is the upper bracket semi-final. So winner moves into the upper bracket final. Very important game. Arverni for Seminaked. Probably the best faction player combo, I would say, left in the tournament. But Sofado honestly might be like second. Like Arverni is extremely strong faction. Arverni is one of the most busted factions, and Seminaked is quite a good player. Sofado maybe a more experienced player, maybe even like strictly on skill, maybe slightly a bit better than Seminaked, but Massilia I don't think is quite as good as Arverni, although it's also very high. So this might be like a preview of the final, for example. It could very well be. So glad to get it here, and let's definitely watch these games. Should be very interesting. Background of this game, at least, is there some controversy about hill camping, but we're not gonna get into that. We're just gonna watch the games. We're gonna enjoy the players play, and we'll see the tactics and maybe talk about it as we go. But I don't want to get too deep into the controversy because in the end it was a really good series. No need to dwell on that for too long. So that being said, let's get right into it and see the armies in the first game. Okay. So here we go. So I will say, wait, 16 minutes. I can probably just put on play. So I will say, Arverni, the advantage Arverni gets, and you can kind of see, is they have really good spears for the cost in the chosen spearmen and spear warriors. And in the con, when your infantry is so limited, that's very huge. The other thing is they have really good cheap mid and elite tier infantry. The rules for Arverni state they can only take 3 elites, so that's chosen swordman and oathsworn. But they also have Celtics, which are quite good, and nakeds and stuff. So maybe naked's not a great choice. However, the downside to Arverni, and they also have really good cav, right? Heavy horse, great unit. They can take 3 or 4 heavy horse, depending on what they want to do. They got the slingers. They got dogs. Now, they have a couple of downsides. One, no Jav Cav. That's very annoying, especially when you have Tarentines on the other side, as you'll see from Sofado here. And the second thing is they kind of have to take slingers or dogs because they have an infantry max of like 11. They can't take 9 cav, especially because they don't have Jav cav, right? It's not happening. So you're forced to take some slingers or some dogs or something else to round out your roster, and that can be a disadvantage when you're facing, for example, an army like Sofado's, where he's going to full rush, and your slingers aren't likely to get very much value. This is something that the meta has, definitely shifted towards in recent, especially Cup of Nations. The Cup of Nations, the rules are a bit different. Not as easy to pull this off in other games. Nice early shots, by the way, by Sofado. He's going to eat some shit, but that's pretty good value. The Tarentines have the high armor where they're really going to care too much. I think they took a lot of HP damage, but that's fine to get those shots. And here's trying to do it again. This time, not gonna work as much. But yeah, so in the con, especially where you're limited so much on your unit type and unit selection, these full mega rushes with a lot of cav are very strong. And because you basically nullify slingers, by rushing so hard, right? And for factions like Arverni, since they have to bring them, you basically have 4 units that are going to get no kills. Like, the slingers should not get very many kills if you just rush. However, I think Seminaked, we can say his plan is basically, because he has the skirmish advantage, he can dictate where the fights take place, right? So how kind of rush. So he's going to use this hill to his advantage. He's going to play on top of the hill as much as he can to force Sofado to fight him in a worse spot. So although he has 4 units that are doing nothing, they're kind of forcing Sofado to take a bad fight. Obviously, if Sofado lets the slingers shoot, he's giving them value that they wouldn't otherwise get. So he can't really let them shoot. Because even if they kill anything, like if they get 10 kills each, that's like 10 more kills than they would get if he just fully rushes. Not actually, right? But let's say they get 30, 40 kills just by front dumping Loaded Freeman, front dumping Axe Warriors, front dumping Cav. That's going to be more value than they would get if he rushes. So he has to calculate basically, does he either let them shoot, but if he just lets them shoot, they're going to use all of their ammo, right? Because if he's going to rush at any point, the hill, he may as well do it immediately as soon as the enemy slingers are in range, right? Otherwise, why let them use all their ammo and then rush the hill, right? Or like some of their ammo, sorry, and then rush the hill. Or you sit there and you let them shoot everything, and then Seminaked becomes the attacker, and he has to push into, for example, Sofado's hill, right? So those are possibilities here. But I think Sofado's probably gonna have to rush. The hill's quite small, so you can attack on the flanks. you know, blobbing up on the hill is not really a good idea. You're just gonna get yourself surrounded. So there are options for Sofado. You can see Seminaked gonna just walk up into range, take some pot shots here. Only using one slinger, it's pretty smart to only use one slinger because if you use all four, then, you know, when Sofado pushes, they're all gonna run away. So now he'll get more shots from his other units. Sofado's just gonna say, no, I'm just gonna pull back. And I think this is where we're gonna see the biggest case of the, you know, neither side wants to attack. Technically, Seminaked has to do this because both players are mandated to be attackers. Sofado can incredibly attack by using his Tarantines, but since obviously Seminaked does not have any Javcav, he kind of has to push forward. So Sofado can move him off the hill in that case, but he's also Seminaked's allowed to kite, right? So as soon as Sofado rushes, he'll rush back onto the hill and then start shooting again. So it's kind of a meme. It's kind of a meme. If you want my opinion, I think, you know, I would just say don't play on this fucking bad map where you have hills in the first place, and then this problem is like nullified, right? But if the hill camping is allowed, I think, you know, Semi-Naked is well within his rights to do so. He does have to attack in this case. So what I told Sofado to do was he should just pull his army really far back, because obviously Sofado can rush and catch this army, right? He's more cat, like he can catch them eventually. So I said just pull back to the back of the map, force him to come forward, and then rush. So he has to cover a lot of ground to get to the hill, and you can catch him in the open. That was my suggestion. Um, but obviously it's not easy to do that because then you're forced to rush, and he backs up to the hill and he starts shooting. But you know there are options. I mean the rules are the rules. Like in my opinion, whenever there are rules that are set forth before the tournament started, which is the case here obviously, then you need to be prepared for every eventuality. If forest camping is allowed, and you're playing on a forest map, then you have to be aware that the enemy has the opportunity to forest camp. So if you bring a kite army against in a forest map, like you're just gonna lose because they're gonna camp in the forest and your missiles are gonna do nothing, right? So it does change the dynamic of the game. I think it's stupid to have the hill camping and the forest camping, whatever. And the forest camping is not really that question here, but the hill camping, I don't think it's a good rule. But you know, it's something that slips through the cracks or whatever because of the map. Blah blah blah. It happens, and now you know you have to deal with it. And as a tournament player, of course, you need to be ready. Sort of, you're obligated to just fight on. You know, the rules are the rules. Um, and here it's not like the worst thing. Like this is not like a straight gradient the whole map. It's like a tiny hill. But you know, of course, Sofado doesn't want to attack up the hill if he doesn't have to, right? Like obviously it's not ideal. So it's, you know, both players are, you know, playing within their rights right now. But of course, this is not what anyone wants to play, right? Like it just makes the game really long, kind of boring. So we're gonna fast forward. I had the luxury to do that watching the replay. Okay, slingers are dumping the Tarantines. Now Sofado says, fuck it, I'm rushing. But yeah, of course, here he doesn't really give him enough space, so he's close to the hill already. These Tarantines are just getting owned. These Tarantines are getting owned. But small losses, small losses. So I'm backing up towards the red line. Trying to dump the Cav, but not quite able to. Semi-Naked doing a better job than Soap. If you guys watch my video of Sofado versus Soap, Sofado's Tarantines were actually getting value on the Cav, which is kind of ridiculous at this stage of the game. So Sofado's doing what I'm saying. He's backing up all the way. Now he's on his own hill, actually. But now, of course, he's just going to eat shots. He's going to keep backing up, keep attacking with the Tarantines, by the rules. But now look how far away, right? Look how far away Semi-Naked is from the hill. I mean, you can even, like, until he gets to, like, right here, right? Then you just rush, and he either stays and fights and you get the downhill, or tries to run away, but running away is mega dangerous against this kind of army, because it's pretty fast. Oh, we didn't go over either army, so let me do that real quick. So the army is Spear Warrior, Chosen Spear, probably Spear, nope, 3 Chosen Spears, 2 Spear Warriors, 3 Celtics with a couple of Chevrons, 3 Chosen Swords, 4 Heavy Horse, 4 Slingers, and a Noble Horse General. So not very strong in the infantry department, but very strong in the spear department. These Chosen Spears can give value even against Axe Warriors or Celtics. Sofado has a full rush, as I kind of alluded to. He does have 4, I believe he has 4 Hephaeus Lancers, 2 Massilian Cav, 2 Tarantines, and then 12 infantry, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 Levy Freemen, 4 Axe Warriors, 2 Celtics, and 2 Massilian Hoplites. Very nice build. If you saw my army from the con final last year, it was kind of similar, except slightly different. I had 3 Tarantines, but that's not allowed anymore. Nor would I want to take 3 Tarantines in this matchup. But I had more Cav. I had 8 melee Cav, 4 Hephaeus, 4 Massilian Cav, more Massilian Cav. But again, I'm not sure that's really what you'd want to do in this matchup, because you're not going to kill anything with the Massilia Cav in this matchup. Against Epirus, as it was in the comp final last year, you know, they have more squishy units, like more Cav that you need to kill in general, and Massilia Cav can just tie down units and not die to like spears as hard as they will in this matchup. So Sofado, again, like, eating these shots, like, again, you kind of need to make up your mind. And of course, this is the first battle, right? So Soft doesn't exactly know what he wants to do against such a play. So he's kind of, his indecision is costing himself in terms of HP and stuff here. Whereas, you know, either you want to immediately take this fight and just rush, or you want to just sit there and eat everything, which maybe he's going to do, but I don't think that's the case given the time, right? So if he's going to eventually rush, he may as well have done that at the very start of the time that these Massilian hoplites are getting shot, because right now he's just standing there and eating fire for no reason. And realistically, the play is to rush. The play is not to eat all the shots from the slingers. The play is to, like, the benefit of even fighting uphill, the benefit that generates for Soap is less than the benefit from eating, or like the benefit that Soap, Seminaked will get from shooting all of his slinger ammo. Like, the hill is not worth 4 slingers full of ammo in this matchup. So definitely the right place to rush. But of course, if you're going to rush, you may as well do it immediately without losing any men. But the Massilian hoplites have taken a loss and a whole bunch of HP damage. Now Sofado can just charge. Yeah, you can literally just charge. I would have just done this everywhere. He's going to catch these guys. They're not going to get Pila. It's like really good value here. So, you know, this is exactly what I said. By trying to go back to the hill, you can see Sofado, by backing up so far, has prevented Seminaked from playing on the hill, which is exactly what he wants to do. He needs to be a bit faster here because counter cavalry tactics, 45 bonus versus large. Like, that is just unbelievable. Like, basically these guys have 70 weapon damage and like 50 attack, or no, 70 attack. So they just like own the cav as soon as they can get hit. So 8 losses and no follow-up. Just let your friend follow. It's not gonna do anything. So here we go. Again, the fight now well underway. He can't really, I mean, he could try to back up to the hill, but he would just have lost a unit. He just have lost the unit for nothing, and then his fight would run away again. So he can't really back up this point. He's committed. The fight will take place off of the hill. Massilian hoplites gonna get charged, but they can. Okay, I mean, it's not gonna be great with the Chosen Swordsman coming in. Again, like, I don't think Sofado should be letting any charges hit his men. Like, he just has so much cav. He may as well, like, countercharge everywhere. But he gets a really good engagement on this flank. Look how many units are out of the fight, however. It's a good rotation from Seminaked. He was more compact than Soft was. I think Soft didn't have to be this wide. Like, you just need to be slightly wider than your opponent, I think. Like, he's a bit too wide, maybe, because now these guys are really slow to fight, and like there's no good follow-up. There's one axe warrior to follow up here against like 2 units that are getting charged, so one of these 2 units is not going to really feel the full effect of getting charged here because there's no good follow-up. Light Freeman follow-up on Chosen Spear is not great. All of the axes are coming in, and then these Massilian hoplites got charged, and there's not a whole lot of units here to fend off against this whole rush. Obviously would like to block this heavy horse charge, because every time the Lancers get into the heavy horse, they're going to do insane damage. Also, now would be a great time for the Terrantines to just charge here, I think. Like, they will kill 30 dudes on the charge. That's a super valuable. And it's infantry. It's melee infantry, right? It's Celtic warriors. You can charge that shit. Lancer's gonna get a good charge here. But again, the spears are in close support. Nice javelin volley there. But these Lancers, I feel, are a bit exposed. Nice charge here, though. Actually, brilliant charge. Gonna do a lot of damage. The charge coming in here, though, on Light Freeman. Okay, whatever. But you can see, okay, he actually did do this. Nice. They're very... Oh, this, by the way, is terrible. Like, your Terrantines should never be very tired. Like, they have resistance to fatigue. I'm gonna tab out real quick. Okay. But yeah, they should have been fresh. That's why they're not gonna have as many kills on the charge. But still 10, 15 kills. Would have been 20 something kills if they were fresh, but you know, still good value. Ends up being around 20 kills. And now you can see the collapse coming in, but it's a bit blob from Soft. He's losing a good amount of his Lancers early. Form a screen with your shields. Gonna get a nice root charge here. Oh, he's gonna go for the center. I mean, like, the axes are breaking through. The Chosen Swordmen are still fine, mostly pretty healthy. Massilian hoplites not getting it. It's just a fuckfest blob here, though. But Sofado, I think the problem here was he wasn't able to capitalize on his charges because his infantry was too far back. And it didn't necessarily have to be that way. Like, it is going to be hard when the enemy's running away. Your cav is inevitably going to get way ahead of your infantry. But, like, especially in this initial fight, like, only having a Levy Freeman to capitalize on this Chosen Spearman being charged by a cav and getting no peel off was a bit criminal. Yeah, he still has pretty healthy Lancers. His cav are cycling well. But the infantry is going to be a tough grind long-term for Massilia. They kind of need to get the edge with the charges. Here, I mean, they're just exhausted, so they're even getting caught by the heavy horse. It's kind of funny. But Sofado is surrounding. He does have a decent amount of Lancers left. 37. This one's full almost. This one's 32. So yeah, only one Lancer's died so far. The Massilia cav are both pretty much full. And the heavy horse are mostly dead. I mean, the heavy horse are mostly dead. There's the general, this small heavy horse here. Okay, there's 57 men one here and a 61. So actually, no, only 2 heavy horses are dead, but still, that cav advantage still nicely in the favor of Massilia. But so, Seminaked is doing a good job rotating away from the rush, right? He got onto the side that he was stronger on. Seminaked was much stronger on his right. Sofado had all these units on Sofado's own right. So, of course, Seminaked wants to rotate counterclockwise here to get away from the rush and play where he's strongest. Also makes it harder for these Lancers to get into the game. They got some charges here, but now there's a new front. They have to get all the way around to get rear charges. It's a bit harder. But the infantry fight starting to cook in both sides here. Yeah, I think it's a bit unstructured though from Soft. Like, these Levy Freemen, could be doing a better job getting into the flanks and the rear, whereas his main infantry force can engage. Because again, Sofado has more infantry than Soap. He has 12 infantry, and he also has more cav. So really what he wants to do is get kind of good charges, 1 for 1, have your Levy Freemen start flanking, and then bring your cav around the flank with the Massilian cav and just attack the rear lines while all the infantry is engaged. And if you get good charges, your infantry will do fine. And then meanwhile you're flanking, and then either these heavy horses have to eat shit to the cav charge and the Levy Freeman support, or they have to run away, and then you get rear charges on the infantry, right? And meanwhile the slingers are just getting surrounded and dying. So that's sort of the long and short of it. Of course, like, the problem with that thinking is that, of course, the infantry probably still wins for Arverni. So you need to get some rear charges, or you need really good initial charges, either one. And both are possible, but not necessarily trivial to obtain. Heavy horse gonna be alive enough here. Yeah, the cav obviously is gonna start to lose men to the infantry, and even just the grind, the melee grind wasn't strong enough for Soft. He really got only a couple good charges, so it was tough to get more value after those initial charges, because then Seminaked had enough cav to actually block the charges and get his own charges indeed, so that will always help. And yeah, I think the Tarentines got a little wasted as well, being so tired, and yeah, just not ideal overall, but it's always the first game that's tough. You don't know what army, Arverni especially is an army, faction that can take a lot of different armies. How are they gonna bring Oathsworn? What's their cav force gonna be like? How much are they gonna invest on the spear front? So, Sofado should learn from this. He probably realizes like this hill camp thing is gonna be a problem, so he kind of needs to rush. Probably ate too much fire, and also like he needs to get better charges. I think that was the biggest thing. He didn't really get very good charges in this game. Of course, the spear line for the of chosen spears is a ridiculously strong front, and they're heavy, so they won't die quite so easily. But yeah, you can see like Massilian hoplites getting almost no value. These are the guys that are kind of important because they can take on anything in this force, especially with a frontal YOLO beforehand. Payas Lancers getting good kills, but not great kills. Tarentine's quite wasted, and they took another big thing was they took a lot of HP damage to the slingers and Pila in the very very early game, just trying to get some shots. I think you just need to keep them healthy. If he's screening properly, there's no point in trying to overdo it. Like, if he's screening properly, let him screen properly and keep your HP and stamina good, so that when eventually you take the frontal fight, these Tarentines can kill 2 units for free basically just by charging into them, and then things start to open up, and then they're holding the flanks and the rear where they can javelin stuff. So yeah, very interesting game for the first game. Pretty dominant win for Seminaked in the end. I think he just won the charge battle significantly, and so that was pretty much GG. But we go into second game. Armies are pretty much the same. It looks like. Yeah, armies are the same. Much faster battles, good. And let's see what Sofado does this time. I think he's just gonna, I mean, we'll see, but I think he's just gonna have to be more aggressive in the end and just charge. And if the hill is there, the good thing about this hill is it's so small that you can, frickers, man. Okay, so if he wants to park on the hill, like, you can only park like 3 units wide, right? So like half your army is gonna be exposed off the hill, and then that's not great because now if you want to camp the hill, these flanks are gonna be weak. But you can use, I think the best way for use this hill in this map is to actually park your army here and hold your flank on the hill, so they can't really surround you. And then you just take the frontal fight, but you have the flank secure, more secure anyway. So same thing, kind of early Tarantine pressure, but again taking that damage from the slingers. Okay, a couple of volleys not going to matter too much, but you know, never ideal. This time Sofado again, he's quite wide. Like Seminaked is not very wide whatsoever, so there's no need to be so wide. Here he should be able to get some nice shots though. Yep. Nice shots. Only a few guys actually shot though. Now more are gonna shoot, but it's not gonna be rear shots. Still good though. And now Sofado says, look, these guys aren't on the hill, let's just take the fight. He baits the Pila out, this is huge. I mean, again, he's not gonna stop, but he needs Axe Warriors in support. Looks like he does. Now also Seminaked doesn't even get the charge, so this is terrible for him, because also some of these models are gonna get messed up by the charge and these Pila, so perfect early engagement. Perfect coming from the side, because he's already pre-rotating to the right. It's soft, so he's looking to take the fight here, and now Seminaked has no choice. He can't rush this. There is no way this is a good idea, because this is too far away, right? So he has to rotate into Sofado's pressure. So this is exactly what Sofado wants. He took a fight, and this is something I always say. Once a fight takes place, the entire battle rotates around the units that are fighting. Like, they are the key, because you can't just let them die. I mean, maybe if it's like a Larry Freeman, you can, but again, what's the point? You just let a unit die for free, now you're minus whatever cost of the unit, right? So this time, because Sofado is faster to rotate, Sofado's strength is where Seminaked has to fight. And now these guys can form a flanking force rather than being like the attack, like the units that get attacked by Seminaked. Seminaked is not attacking here. He's gonna have to attack on this side where Sofado wants to fight, and he was already rotating. Look at the Axe Warriors moving into this side. Three of the 4 Axe Warriors are here. The Celtic Warrior, Massilia, Hotblade. So only a few units left on this flank. Which is good because now these guys can form a flanking force rather than being the ones that get charged. So very nice engagement. Like another really good charge again. The other option for Mr. Seminaked is to eat the charge with his heavy horse, but now they're going to take a lot of damage. Not so much as the Celtiberian Cav did in the game with Soap, because they were medium. These guys are, of course, heavy, but still, that HP damage really adds up quite quickly, and still he got a really good charge. Got into the Spear Warriors, got into the Celtic Warriors. Like, that's a value charge for the Hippias. Now they need to get out of there. But now also, the flank is coming in, the surround is coming in. These guys are getting quite surrounded. I mean, again, these chosen spearmen should be killed by something that's not Levy Freeman, because they're just wasting. The Levy Freeman, again, why blob? Why blob on the Freeman? Like, they're chilling. Like, they need to surround the Levy Freeman. They take, you know, they can kill Cav, so that's huge. Here again, now Seminaked's a bit more exposed, let's say. So the Tarantines are getting huge value. He can't react to everything. Look, another charge gonna come through. All the slingers are gonna die to this charge. Actually decent micro from Seminaked though, realizing, but not realizing that his general's dying, right? So there's a lot. Sofado, by rotating early and pressuring everything, I mean, this is never, this is an unwinnable position to be this surrounded. Like, you're getting no good engagements, everywhere you're being charged, everywhere you're being shot. Your units are so close together that every time a charge comes in, it's knocking over men from multiple units. Like, look at this charge. Celtic Warrior, Heavy Horse, Chosen Sword, other Celtic Warrior, all gonna eat shit from a single charge. You know, of course, it's one unit's gonna take the brunt of the charge, but still, like, that's so much value because the HP you're damaging. Here again, look, Slinger's getting charged, Cav getting charged, Chosen Spear's getting charged, Axe coming in, Levy Freeman flanking. Like, this is really nice. General already down 15 men to Tarantine spam. Pops the ability, it's a good time. He's using the Versing Gathering Explosive, by the way, which buffs your attack and your morale. This one's the attack, the other one's the morale. So that's a good use because a lot of units are engaged in melee. But now look, like, now Sofado has the edge because look how many units can't get into the fight. Because Sofado is surrounding so well in this battle, now there's like isolated units that he can destroy, and so much of Semi's value is just doing nothing in this fight, and can only blob. And if he blobs, he's going to lose to the surround. And so now Sofado can just look for good engagements to isolate, for example, this unit, isolate this charge, while these units are just doing nothing, right? They're waiting to get surrounded, like to block surrounding, but it's like Chosen Sword, full Chosen Sword, which means if that full Chosen Sword is engaging here, these fights are going to be insanely good for Massilia. So Sofado going to get a huge advantage here early on. Okay, charge gets actually blocked here. Now the Chosen Swords will try to engage, but now he's weak to an engagement over here because it's just a Celtic and better Cav support against a Celtic and a Heavy Horse, right? So again, look, charge gets into multiple units, insane charge. Insane charge of the Celtics. Now this Celtic can follow up. Over here, like isolated Heavy Horse, great engagement. Levy Freeman and Cav kill this Heavy Horse. Celtic Warrior kill the Spear Warrior. Perfect engagement. Here again, isolated Chosen Sword is gonna die. Maybe they'll get some value in the center here, because again, these units are better kind of 1v1. But now this Celtic Warrior is going to kill another Chosen Spear. I mean, might lose the Chosen Spear, but it'll do a lot of damage. And again, once this Chosen Spear gets tied down, now these Cav can just slip in the gaps, rear charge. The Terrantines could at any moment just kill any of these units by just charging in. And now you can see Seminaked is running out of units to actually block the Cav advantage. And the Cav is super healthy. 51, 38, 60, 49. Like the Terrantines are pretty healthy. The General is somewhere 60, this Lancer 40. So like these Cav are nowhere near healthy enough to stop this Cav rush. And there's no infantry. There's almost no infantry to support this. Like it's gonna be Cav on Cav action, and the Massilia Cav is gonna dominate that fight, as they should. They're both more numerous and of better quality. Again, just isolating little areas and little gaps where Semi can't really do anything about it. It's a free rear charge, gonna help those Celtics win that fight. Nice Pila here. I should probably just charge. Yeah, it does just charge. Now the General charges in. The Cav can just shoot. Unfortunately, they shoot this, but whatever. And the General, yeah, I mean, the General's not long for this world if the Terrantines just jump into this blob. Dumping the General, absolutely dumping the General. And again, Lance are going to come here, can charge this, recharge this, this. I mean, it's just over. There's not enough units on the field for Semi. I mean, Slingers are still getting some value, but look, again, look at nice rear javelins, and soon to be a rear charge from the Lancer, probably. Terrantine's better suited to kill those Slingers. Yeah, that's a good decision. And now he's just going to have to tie down here. I mean, look, he's going to eventually lose some of these fights. 54, I mean, he's winning here, he's winning here. He's probably losing in the center, though. It's pretty close here. I mean, he's got a pretty big Massilia. Like, it's all good for Soft. He got the better initial engagements, got this round. He's just chilling. This game is going to be over. He also dumped the Gen super hard. But again, it's that pressure. When you're surrounding everywhere and you're the surrounded player, you cannot react to all the threats. It's just impossible. You're going to make mistakes. In this case, it was the Gen getting sniped, and look how healthy the Capper Soft is. No problems cleaning that up. And yeah, I think, you know, Sofado basically fixed the issues. He rotated into the fight he wanted to take. Now, his infantry didn't get great value just because they're so good infantry on this link, but you know, Soft tied down all these infantry so that the Cav for Arverni got no value. Especially because one thing to know, right, is that Soft didn't get great charges into infantry because Seminaked sacrificed his Cav. Like he countercharged the Hippeas charges with his own Cav, so of course that means his infantry will do better because they're not getting YOLO charge, but it means his Cav is super weak, and look at what happened. Basically, all Sofado had to do is tie down all the infantry, and then he had weakened Cav that he could just destroy with his Terrantines, Lancers, and Massilian Cav combo. So really well done from Soft in this game. 1-1. Good to see. Good reaction overall. And now let's see game 3. No changes. Yeah. It's pretty interesting to see no changes whatsoever, but I mean that just tells me that both sides are still confident, and probably it's also that like they expected each other's armies, you know, because if you have the same army in the first game as the third game, after you've seen the the different armies from your opponent and the results of the battles, kind of means to me that they kind of expected Seminaked, or Sofado expected that he should have to rush. Seminaked have something like this. I mean, for this rush, there's not a whole lot you could really change. Maybe you go better infantry, less cav, but like, why would you really want to do that? Or more cav, maybe, but again, he probably thinks he has the right balance, and Seminaked probably expected this rush. That's why he has the Chosen Spears. He can't really do anything about the Slingers, he kind of has to bring them anyway. The Celtic Skirmishers are too expensive. So yeah, there's not much to change. I mean, I think I mean, both sides could go for different armies, definitely. Like, you could bring Oathsworn here, and more Spear Warriors instead of Chosen Spears, might be good. But both sides are basically saying, nah, we're happy with how this is going. Just need to rely on your skill to win this. So here we go. The rush comes in again. He's gonna get some pot shots, probably on Levy Freeman. Yeah, little value there, really. But something is better than nothing. Again, these slingers might as well shoot. Because they will not be able to shoot for very long. Once the rush comes down. So if I'll decides to walk here, I guess preserve stamina, but I don't know. Might as well run, I think. Again, he's probably gonna rush the right side if he can to avoid the hill. See, he probably has. Yeah, he's more aggressive here. He's like sort of pulling back on this flank. Yeah, exactly. Here you can honestly, like, oh, I guess not. You can't really snipe these Celtics, but he's getting good peel on them. Like, sure, why not just peel the Celtics? That's fine. Last game he got insane peel on Cav. Like, that's mega value for the Terrantines, but It's unlikely for them to be able to do that all game. Or every game, sorry. But again, these turn times are going to have a huge opportunity to snipe these Celtics. Like, I don't like the idea of Celtics being your rear guard. Like, honestly, he could just charge. Like, he could literally just charge right here. Decides not to. He's going to eat shit for it. Like, okay, he actually gets out, so it's fine. Yeah, all good done. But, like, of course, these Cav are here, but what if he charges at the same time that he YOLO charges for it, right? The Cav has to decide, go forward or go back. And he probably can't micro at all. And he's going to get some good shots on the general here. We already saw that being extremely important. Gonna eat Pila for it though. Oh no, not quite. Yeah, good damage on the gen. This guy's already taken 10 losses, maybe more after this Pila volley. No. But the slingers are getting good value here. Getting some shots on Kev. Now Sofado has to be careful. He's gonna chase the Tarantines. I'm not sure about that as a good decision. Like Sofado should just run forward right now. Because you're not going to catch them, really. Like, if you micros this, you're not going to catch them. And they're just going to eat shit. Like, they're going to eat so much Pilo volleys. Like, this is just giving the Tarantines as much value as possible. Like, that's crazy to me. But this rotate has kind of caught Sofado off guard. He needs to reset now. I'm worried if they're going to get caught. I wonder if he's on skirmish mode. Seems like he's microing them. Like, close range javelin fire like this is going to be devastating. Long term. And Sofado's doing a great job microing. The engagement is happening though. Okay, Larry Freeman gonna get charged, but like better charges again. Huge engagement here. Slingers are getting decent value though. And again, Aldo now has to rotate second. He's the slower rotate. Although it's kind of like he's not as wide this game, so I kind of like this. He's not as wide, so he's gonna be able to just fucking charge everywhere, and that's kind of fine. Finally, the Tarantines are getting caught though. He's still microing them. This one's getting caught though. So maybe like this micro is costing Soft a little bit. But honestly, even if they die, like they got a lot of damage to the Cav. Like if they get enough damage, and these two Cav are out of the fight, it could be curtains before like these Cav even get into the game. So he's pulled them well out of position, certainly. Now this hill is to the advantage of Mr. Seminaked here, and again, like Axe Warrior's getting charged. They really don't want to eat these charges. Like that's bad, super bad. And like yeah, his turn turns are basically dead. Not ideal, but he's gonna catch like these Celtics for free. Not a great charge, unfortunately. Running away, like charges in roam 2 and enemies running away are like sometimes really whack. Like look at this. It's not like they're like hitting the first couple of men, but the majority of the unit is just getting out. I mean, it's free kills though, so you'll take it, of course. I think the Massilia Cav could honestly just take this fight, and they'd probably win it with the support of sorry. Charge is coming in, so he's got the frontal line engagement, but this time, like, yeah, the Slinger's still getting good value. The charges weren't great, and again, like, so much blobbing here. Of course, he's gonna kill. Okay, he's gonna get this heavy horse killed off. He's gonna get the rear charge here into both these units. Very nice. Like, yeah, it just feels like he's not got the best charges in this game, to be fair. But he's gonna start getting value because these heavy horse are not healthy. Like, they are not healthy at all. The Lancers are slightly more healthy, and they're gonna be killing off some stuff behind as well. Gonna get 2 free Celtic Warrior kills here. Lancer here, 48, 35. I mean, his Lancers are quite healthy. This is completely winnable. Like, he's gonna get routes on this flank. Oh, I should have gone for this, I think. Well, okay, the Lancer can do that. He's gonna get into the Cav, that's fine. I'll just rear charge that, that's cool. The General's quite healthy, and the center fight is quite nice for Arverni, but you can see the flanks are collapsing for Soft. Soft is getting the advantage on the flanks. This Lancer is getting the advantage here. Killing this full Lancer to come in late. So this actually looks good. I think Soft needs to rear charge these 2 Celtics though and just kill them off. That would be huge value. I'm not sure if going after this Cav was the right play. Like, there's spears nearby, it's not really... And it's like meh. It's meh, you know? It's like, you're risking it all there. Like, if you get these 2 kills, you can do that later. And maybe he micros it and runs away, but I don't know. Oh, does he get a charge? Oh, he did get a charge. Actually, the Noble Horse didn't get a charge. That's actually terrible for the gen of Arverni, but it might not matter. Like, you know, it's pretty healthy, so can probably just win the 1v1. And the Slingers are still alive. The Tarantines, because they got chased down, haven't been able to get to the Slingers. The Tarantines are the ones you want to suicide for the Slingers, obviously. Now it's the Lancers that have to do it instead. I mean, they'll do a good job, obviously. They'll kill the Slingers probably faster than the Tarantines, but it's the danger that you put yourself in. But okay, this Massilia Cav actually did kill off that heavy horse, so Good enough. He's gonna get a rear charge. It's gonna be a little late from the Tarentines, but it's still something. And now this Lancer gonna get a great charge. 56. I mean, look at the Lancers getting so much value now. Just owning these chosen swords, routing them quickly. What's left even, really? Like, what's left for Arverni? It's gonna be a chosen, no, it's not even a chosen spear warrior. 2 chosen swordmen, one's pretty low, and some weak ass cav against, you know, 54 here, 54 against 74. I mean, Axe Warriors will win that. There's a good old Massilian hoplite, 120 men here, so I think Sofado will just about have this. As long as he doesn't, maybe if his general dies or something, or maybe if he can't kill the slingers. The noble horse general will have something to say. I mean, the general may die any second here. But these fights look pretty decent overall. I mean, 19 heavy horse here, 37 Massilian cav, all good in the hood there. The general's probably gonna die though. For Massilia, oh, it gets out. But the general for Arverni is still quite strong, so that's good. And the slingers are still alive, so again, if you don't kill the slingers, you're gonna have a bad time. But these Massilian cabs should be able to do that, no problem. Like, yeah, between this Lancer and these Massilian cabs, sure, you're gonna kill it off. But there is a big chosen sword here, that's critical, absolutely critical. And this Celtic warrior is still kicking, but again, there's a full Massilian. Absolutely full Massilian hoplite here. Can cook everything, literally everything. And the general is alive for both sides, but Sofado might need to sack his gen here to kill the slinger. But not yet, doesn't have to commit yet. He's gonna win this cavalry blob most likely. There's a 13-man Lancer here. His general goes in for this rear charge again. It's okay to sack here, but you need to get to the last slinger. I mean, yeah, it's a small slinger, you know, it's sort of artificial if it's gonna matter. Massilian hoplite's gonna cook everything, like they're gonna be absolutely instrumental. If he could get his gen to second wind, oh man, it would be crucial, it would be absolutely critical if they could second wind, because this chosen sword is 60 men, it could still clutch out. 38 axes, 57 spear warriors, no problem. Slinger gonna die, Levy Freeman getting into the gen. The gen's only 20 men. Here you just gotta charge, oh my god, absolutely close battle. But I think Soft should have it. It's gonna be very close, absolutely. But I think it's fine. If his general's still alive, oh no, he died. Rip him. But it doesn't matter. Like he's cooking everything. The general is 11 men. It's not enough. If there's any Pila here, that should seal it. And there was. And this Massilian hoplite, very healthy boy up here. Gonna be absolutely fine with the cav support. And the general probably just died at this point for Arverni. No one's good in terms of stamina, but this Massilian hoplite will win the 1v1. So. Doesn't matter for everything else throughout, but there's also some axe warriors, also Kev. You're a big chillin' here, you just YOLO charge. Block the charge, yeah, block the charge, yeah. Downhill charge even for the Massilian hoplites. And a very nice win for Sofado. You know, the Tarentines still got a lot of value, like I said, because they pulled those 2 cav out of position. It helped him get the engagements. It wasn't clean, but again, it was the case where the heavy horse took a lot of damage early on trying to countercharge, which meant the infantry did better for Arverni in some places, especially on the right of Seminaked's line. But in the end, it was not enough because this 2 heavy horse were out of position. They just got killed off, and the gaps that they left allowed Sofado to get some really nice charges in the mid game while those 2 cav were away on campaign going to chase the Tarentine. So by the time they got back, you know, Sofado had exploited a lot of gaps, done a lot of damage to the cav, and some infantry as well, getting some nice rear charges on, for example, the Celtic warriors. And that ended up helping a lot. The Chosen Sword is doing great. Chosen Spearman doing okay, but again, 680 for this, you know, sort of value is not necessarily ideal. But anyway, yeah, it's a decent game. I think Seminaked kind of understands what he has to do. His slingers got really good value. They survived for a long time, and you can see even then they're not getting that many kills, but it's the HP damage, especially because they're able to shoot cav a lot of the time. That does count for something. I mean, again, anything you can get from the Celtic Slinger in this kind of game is going to be good. And again, Semi also did a good job of rotating. It kind of caught Soft off guard, forced him to retreat, kind of reform his line before his rush so he didn't get like ran over on one side. So maybe something Seminaked could do in the future as well as fighting on the hill there also probably helped him quite a bit. So we go to game 4. Must win for Semi. Oh, and he's actually changed it up. He changes the army. I like to see that. He lost 2 games back to back. He said this is not really working. I go for slightly different build. And I like the approach here, I think. Let's look at the army exactly, but let's see the army. So yeah, 4 heavy horse still. 3 Celtic warriors still, dropping some chevrons, but not many. Yeah, some Levy Freeman. Levy Freeman spotted. 2 Levy Freeman, so... And then he has 2 spear nobles and 3 chosen swords. So, and then he also has a spear warrior. So, basically, replaces some of the chosen spears with spear nobles, and then replaces some of the spear warriors with levy freemen. And I like this trade-off because the spear nobles actually are gonna get a lot of value. Like they're hard to kill. The chosen spears are like pretty easy to kill. Like you just charge them and they kind of die anyway, right? Like we saw that a bunch of times. They don't kill much in melee. They're getting run over by the cab still. They're not getting a lot of value. But the spear nobles, you just literally can't. Don't even charge them. Like it's a terrible idea to charge them. They will just own you on the charge. They have expert charge defense, good, really insane stats against cab, bonus versus cab, Pila, everything you can kind of want. So it's gonna make it harder for Soft to just run forward. And he basically has now like 8 units that can fight in melee effectively. The 3 Celtics, the 3 Chosen, and the 2 Spear Nobles. The extra Chosen Spears wasn't really doing that for him because they weren't killing much in melee anyway. Does he have 20 units though? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, he does. Okay, so because he's gone to Levy Freeman, he basically his 3 Chosen Spears and 2 Spear Warriors become 2 Noble Spears, 2 Levy Freeman, and 1 Spear Warrior. So he effectively traded 3 Chosen Spears and a Spear Warrior for 2 Noble Spears and 2 Levy Freeman. So kind of the up and down, you get higher quality, but also some lower quality, you know, so no middle ground there, only the extremes, the Levy Freeman and the Spear Noble, so that's fine. The rest of the army is the same, kind of the same principle gonna apply. Sofado's army is the same. He's got the Celtics out on the flank to surround, he's got the Levy Freeman. Now the Levy Freeman will actually have something they can contend with, the enemy Levy Freeman, I guess that's good. Good for them. Again, Sofado very aggressive here, very aggressive, playing on the edge, but wisely, Mr. Seminaked is not wasting any ammo on these guys trying to throw peel at the Tarentines. You know, maybe if he hits it, it's worth it, but if he gets 5-6 kills, that peel is probably more valuable against cav or even infantry than against the Tarentines. Just because they're going to be running away, so you're going to miss a lot, and they have higher armor. They're just not a very valuable unit in general. So there's Sofado again, just getting close, gonna pull back. Not sure if he'll actually shoot here. Might just be off fire at will until he can get good shots on cav. 1 kill in the turn 10 so far, nice. Again, early shots here, the hill right behind his main force. Oh, I like this, gonna snipe the Levy Freeman, nice. Again, I think you have to do that every once in a while. Just put your, oh okay, too much. Okay, no, I thought Sofado's order was on the Celtic Slinger, I was like, you're definitely gonna die. But yeah, just kill 20 dudes, lose, okay, 10, not great, maybe not great. That was a little charge, I don't know. But yeah, maybe not the best trade to be honest. Larry Freeman doing enough there. Maybe it wasn't a great charge, not sure. Hard to say. Are they tired? Winded, yeah. Not great to be winded. I think the better time to do that though. Oh, he also has 2 units way far behind, so he kind of needs to just chill for a second. Like these guys are mega out of the fight. But again, yes, I mean, they could not wasting ammo. He says, I will not waste ammo for anything. I want to keep my ammo for the Lancers and the Massilia Cab, which is absolutely fine. But yeah, these guys are really far back, so this Sofado probably has to just stop rushing and rest for a second, but he's of course going to eat fire if he does that. Now he's rotating this way, which means you're going to expose yourself to sword side shots. Probably not a good idea. But Seminaked's making it hard to rush this link, I suppose. So anything to increase the value of your slingers again. Yeah, a bit of redlining going on, but hopefully. Again, what if you just like charge? What if you just charge here? Like, I know the problem is Sofado's army is really far away from this side of the battlefield, but like, you're guaranteed like 2 nice charges here because you can charge this with your Lancer, Larry Freeman this, Lancer, like bring your other Lancer in, and then just smoke this Celtic. You can literally insta-kill this Celtic with the Tarentine and the Massilia Cat with the Lancer from the front, and that's pretty much guaranteed value. Like, you're gonna get a free Celtic, now you're gonna overwhelm the flank, then this Chosen Sword is gonna be exposed, because you're gonna hit it with a, well, you're gonna block with the Levy Freeman anyway, and then you're gonna bring your Lancer over here and potentially engage, and, you know, Seminaked also has a lot of units far away from the fight, so realistically you can rotate faster with your Lancer, you can overwhelm this flank, and potentially that's a good idea. So he's gonna lead it with leading the charge. So he does the other thing, the other possibility, which is get the Lancer here to block to actually nuke this Celtic, this Chosen, and then you can still do this. But this charge is not gonna be as devastating as the Lancer charge, but it's still good. He's getting into both units. He's gonna get a lot of kills in the Celtic Warrior. He's gonna follow up with his own Celtic Warrior. He's gonna dominate this fight. So I don't hate this play from Sofado. Again, it's critical that you recharge with this though. He has both his Tarentines on the right side, like, they're tired again, but they can get second winded, so it's kind of fine. But yeah, it's critical that you recharge, instant recharge the Celtic so they break. Because they will just break, if you hit them correctly. Again, here, no Pila, like, just gonna get recharged. Like, this is terrible. Pila will come in from the side, but it was not a lot of Pila. It was not a lot of Pila at all. So yeah, Celtic's losing a bunch of men on the charge. Actually, he tries to recharge the blob with the Lancer, okay, sure. But a lot of men are probably stuck in this melee, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure if he's using the Lancer to its fullest extent. Again, like, this recharge is something the Terrantine should do. You should have pulled immediately out, I think, here. He's again getting his axe word crushed by the Noble Horse Gen. But again, because the Spear Noble is here, it's hard to, like, do anything about this except for screen him with Levy Freeman, or just, like, pull back. But the Levy Freeman are kind of engaged over here. And now this axe word is supposed to follow up on this Chosen Sword, and now it can't do that, right? And now, you know, Seminaked can kind of funnel into these fights pretty well. So that could be nice. Lancer gets 20 kills, but yeah, now these, at least, like, because he kind of locked out this flank, like, he tied up this infantry, now these Tarentines should just dump the fuck out of these guys. I don't think he should go for this charge, although he can get into the slingers, that's probably why he wants to do that, but I think it's still not worth it. You want to just shoot the fuck out of these cav while there's no infantry to block you from doing so. But I don't think what he expects is Seminaked to just run at him, but he does that. But yeah, these Celtic warriors are dead AF. Well, not AF actually, somehow they're actually doing okay. Again, these Terrantines are just tired, bro. Why are they tired? Just fucking stand still for a second and rest, because they rest so fast. Oh, 3 units are out of the fight. It's not looking great for Sof. He needs to get his ass over there. He's doing it now. At least he didn't forget about them. But again, this Chosen Sword took a lot of damage. 10 kills from the Levy Freeman as well, but no good follow-up. The axes got charged. These axes down to 73, almost no value. These axes will start to get insane value against these units, so that's good. But again, blobbing against the Spear Noble is not great. Massilian Hoplites can take this fight by themselves. Can maybe get the Levy Freeman here and just peel the shit out of these units. Yeah, Tarentine's just gonna die. I mean, they're getting out, I guess, but not great value. 51, yeah, Celtic Warriors easily winning this fight. Both are kind of red morale. I don't know what's up with that. And now this fight's taking an interesting turn, like, this flank is kind of like no man's land. Nobody's really going to be able to take this over. The Slinger's just dumping this Celtic Warriors. It's really good value because they're going to trade it off. Instead of just like losing one, they actually might win this fight. Lancer's going to get a free kill on this Levy Freeman. Over here again, like early charges, okay, Levy Freeman get 9 kills on heavy horse mostly it seems. Massilia Hoplite will get a good charge in here. Lancer get a good charge. Still, this fight going to probably favor the Chosen Swords. Central fight looks like it's favoring the Spear Nobles, although you can post up a unit right here and peel at the sword side. That's a good move. Would instantly turn that fight here. Again, too many times we've seen Soft go for these YOLO charges when Levy Freeman is the only follow-up. Like, that's not going to work. Because the charge is going to be wasted, especially if it's on the Spear Nobles. Like, they're not going to give a fuck about this charge. And if you were following up with Axe Warriors, like, at least they could start to cook that melee because the Spear Nobles won't get a charge. But here it's just like, your Lancer's gonna die, and then your Levy Freeman are gonna die anyway, and then later these axes will come in. That's just a lot of sacrifice to get the Axe Warriors in when you could have just waited and done this engagement later. Now Soft has to activate on the other side. He needs to get around the flank, but the Chosen Swords are gonna be doing insane damage here. He has no Celtics on this flank. Like, he needs to surround. Like, axes surround, Levy Freeman surround, Cab surround, because there's no Celtics here. There's nothing here. It's just one Chosen Sword. So he has the numerical superiority to overrun this flank. And he also has, like, good, decent numbers over here. He has a lot of shit bogged down in the center right now that doesn't need to be. And he kind of botched this initial engagement. And he botched the use of the Tarentines as well, just because they were so exhausted, or so tired anyway. So now he's just going into an infantry grind. He's killing off a Chosen Sword, though. And these Axe Warriors are pretty healthy. Healthy enough, anyway. But he needs to do something to these Spear Nobles. Looks like he charged into the flank, I guess. But again, I think Pila is good here. Oh, nice Pila volley there. But still a decent engagement for Massilia. He's just going to win this, like, long term. Chosen Swords pull out, but they also lost a lot of men. But this fresh Chosen Sword is going to own the Massilia Hoplite. Expert charge defense, sure. Oh, wait, do they not have it? No, they don't. Okay. Whack. But yeah, it just looks like also the Slinger's just so healthy because the Massilian, or the Tarentines are dead. So there's just no pressure on the Slingers. So the Slingers are actually getting insane value because this fight became a grind fight in the center rather than Sofado surrounding. Because he kind of let himself get charged, didn't really win the fights that he needed to win on the flanks, and this leg was so slow, it became just a grind fight, and now he's getting charged here, so this is going to be devastation. Axe Warrior is gonna, well, they'll do okay here, but the Chosen Sword getting the charge, so they'll win that. And yeah, there's a central fight finally busting through in the center. That's good. I mean, Spear Noble gonna probably lose this log turn. Maybe not, I don't know. Slaying Hotbite's gonna lose here, but the Chosen Sword is getting a lot of value. The Cav only now surrounding. He does have the Cav advantage, but can he really make use of it? Is there enough Cav advantage, you know, to make use of it and kill everything? You can get a bunch of rear charges here, but again, the Spear Noble is just gonna be so annoying for that kind of shit. They just don't care. They don't care if they get charged. They're very heavy. Nice charge there, though, under the side. Rear charge coming in. So now Sofado making use of his cat advantage. That's good. Like, if he can get some rear charges here, but the slingers are so healthy. Like, he needs to kill them at some point. And, oh, there's another heavy horse. Never mind. That's critical. This heavy horse was just chasing units off the battlefield. And unlike last game, Soft wasn't in a position to capitalize as hard off of that, you know, being out of the fight. Because this just became a grind fight. Yeah, it just became a grind fight in the center. Gonna get that nice peel of volley into the gen though. That's pretty massive. But he just doesn't have the resources to like take advantage. Like once this cap gets back, it's kind of over. The Massilian cap can only do so much here. There's almost no lancers left. Now they're being bogged down. And there's a Bloody Freeman to support any sort of cap fight. I guess the Axe Warriors will get in here and just kill them, but they're just stalling because now the Noble Horse can clean up the cab instead. And yeah, the infantry fight is just going in the favor of Arverni. So this is going to be a game 4 win for Seminaked. We're going to have to go to game 5. We must. It's the only way. So another game 5 series for Soft and for this tournament in general, which has been incredibly close. Yeah, I mean, just no value on the infantry. Just didn't get good charges. Didn't get the right charges, I would say, with his cav. Because it was there for the taking potentially, but you need to be more aggressive on that left side. Snipe that Celtic with the Tarantine and stuff like that, and get a better charge with the Lancer, so that you could just run over that flank. Because he had the positioning right, but then the center. I mean, honestly, with the Spear Nobles there, I feel like you avoid them because the weakness of having the Spear Nobles is that it's only 2 units that are like at all combat capable because the Light Freemen are just not. Whereas before, those 3 chosen spears and the 2 Spear Warriors were all kind of combat capable. But here, I feel like there's so much money invested in these guys, and the chosen swords were also in the middle. I think you just like don't fight in the middle for as long as possible. Go into hoplite wall, even like surround and shoot with your fucking axes and stuff. Just like throw peel into the blob. Think something like that. Like delay that fight and make it slow so that you win on the flanks. And of course his right flank, Sofado, was really slow to get into the action. He just mismicroed them. And that obviously is going to hurt you a lot in a game like this where your timing is kind of everything. But fine, we go to Nemesis, so no hill camp issues this time. And let's see how it goes. I mean, it's game 5, all on the line. Of course, Seminaked is going to use the build from the last game. Yeah, that build certainly worked a lot better for Semi. Stops is going to run it up with the same build again. Both sides should have every reason to think they can win this. Like, it does really just depend on those initial charges. I mean, of course, in a game with so much cav dependence, it's going to be those initial charges kind of determining everything. But I want to see better use from the Tarantines from Soft in this game. Keep them fresh. Like, he's running back and forth. Sure, he's like moving units around and pressuring, but Seminaked has proven that he's not gonna be baited into making mistakes. He's not gonna waste Pila. He's not going to let his cab get shot. So at that point, you might as well just post the cab up here and here. Maybe here, on the flank if you want, whatever. And just wait, because your opportunity will come to snipe. Either the Slingers, Lady Freeman, the Celtic, something, right? Your opportunity is going to come. So don't get tired and then do it, because they're just going to minimize your efficiency. But yeah, Sofado will just have to execute a good rush. He's got the Lady Freeman in position in front of his army. Maybe, he can try to peel the Kev. He has to decide how he wants to engage with his Lancers, so that's the critical thing, especially with these Spirit Nobles leading the line. In my opinion, these other Freemen should be saved. Like, don't let them get charged. Try to countercharge everywhere, and use the Leather Freeman for their Pila against infantry. Like, when infantry fights happen, just walk a Leather Freeman out to the side, box them up, Pila the fuck out of the sword side of the unit. That's how you can get insane value with them. They'll get, I mean, if you have to let them peel a cav and die, like, I guess it's not terrible, I guess that's fine, but he's letting them die in melee too much. I think that's been a kind of common theme as well. It's like these Leather Freemen just taking melee fights against superior units and just losing. Again, Soft trying to pressure here. He's gonna get some shots, but again, like, these are not zero value shots. At least just shoot the Celtics, like. Getting shots into the Celtics is totally fine. 2 or 3 volleys in the Celtics weaken them, you know, lessen their HP. Totally fine, totally fine. But not into the Spear Warriors. Spear Warriors just more armor. 65 armor, 50 health, like, actually less health, but still it's the armor that's gonna make the difference here. But if you can get a few peel into these Celtics, like right now, they're running away, you just peel them in the ass. Get that HP damage, could be super valuable later on, you know. But yeah, with the Levy Freeman here to block the rear, the Celtics can be more forward. Remember, in the early games, there's all 3 Celtics blocking the rear, and then it was very advisable to snipe them. But here the Celtics are on the flank, so maybe you want to go to the flank with your turn times so that these Cavs don't have free reign to run forward. They're going to get shot. Something like that could be good. Anyway, just bring front dumps. So Sofado says, I gotta run forward, or walk forward in this case. I would probably just run. We'll see though. Again, Seminaked trying to initiate the rotate. Sofado says, I will not let you, but he's gonna get rear shot. Oh man, that sucks. Like, that really sucks. That's exactly what. Okay, he baits out a javelin volley there pretty nicely. Again, 3 losses, meaningless compared to the Pila. But again, like, this is just trash. Like, why let them front dump or rear dump you? Just engage. Like, you're gonna. There's no hill. You're gonna engage eventually, right? Of course, it's this small rotation from Semi that's causing this, but you kind of just have to take the fight. That's what I'm saying. He's a little too wide. Like, he should, like, if the width of Seminaked is here, just make your width like this. That way, if he tries to rotate it, you just engage, and you're like slightly, you're faster on the flank. Whereas these guys are on the flank are gonna take ages if Seminaked tries to engage like this. So now Sofado feels like he can't take this fight, but he's just dropping Massilia hoplites for no reason. Like, literally no reason. These slingers are fucking mega useless. Just fucking run into them. So I feel like Soft should just take the fight. Take the fight at all costs. Run forward with your Cav. Seminaked is going to try to skirmish as much as he can, of course. Get some value by kiting. But, I mean, like, kiting like this, as long as Sofado is consistently attacking, like, he's not going to get any value. He literally basically cannot turn and shoot. Now he's going to rotate the other way and just take the fight. I like it. Off timing. Sofado probably won't be ready for this rotation. And again, like, Sofado's reaction is just run away. I feel like maybe it's okay to run away here, but you can't let yourself get charged. So Semi's not going to charge. That's fine. He needs his Lancers maybe further the flank so he can engage on the flank. Because the flank units are the ones weak to the charges, right? Okay, engagement going to start here with a good Pila volley. 7 dead cavalrymen and a counter charge.
Understood.
But again, it's going to be a very clean game. He could back up here. He really could back up here. But 10 losses, not even killing the Levy Freeman. I like this engagement. But I don't like that he's just going to take the charge. I mean, these Chosen Swords aren't going to get a shite charge, to be fair. So this is a good start to the battle, I think. But, oh, we can't let this Celtic get charged. I mean, he can, actually, if you just can't. You just counter charges. But no, it's good. It's good. You block the charge. Massively good engagement here. Again, just trying to snipe the Tarentines. But again, really nice. Again, here he's actually going for the snipe. I like that. Massilia hoplites killing a lot of heavy horse. So the heavy horse, not healthy early on. Well, it's the same one, I guess, so it's not terrible. But again, like, he's getting a lot of value. Nice charge, or nice Pila again. But again, he's losing a lot of Levy Freeman, because what this means, if these Levy Freemen die, is that actually it will be Semi who has the infantry numbers advantage, which means he can protect his Cav with his reserve infantry, with his own Levy Freeman, for example. Which means that these Cav will not be able to surround as easily, and then he can just make a frontal grind fight, and just chill while his infantry wins. But these Celtic warriors on the flank are going to be goners. Massilia Cav, okay, gotta charge the Celtic Slinger, but he's going to eat shit for this. I don't know if that's worth it. 9 kills from these Levy Freemen, very nice. Nice charge from the ggwp Lancers. But again, these Massilia Cav, oh wait, no, it's Tarentines, yeah, okay, they're actually getting out pretty nicely here. Not gonna lie. So Soft is going to get a pretty good engagement. Again, this flank is pretty much free for him. He just needs to back out with his Cav, which is relatively healthy. I mean, full Lancer, nerf full Lancer here. Now just, like, again, no blob. Do not blob here. Bring this Axe Warrior around the flank. Okay, maybe this one should engage, but this one's already here, right? It's just going to blob in the center. Fight here, recharge this, then bust through and just run through the flank. Run through this flank. Again, the center is going to be locked by your opponent. Like, it's too strong in the center with the Spear Nobles and the Chosen Sword, but the flanks are extremely weak, so There's a lot of joy to be had there. Again, the heavy horse, super weak already for Seminaked, not good at all. Like, all of them have taken a charge or a Pila, and while only 10 losses might not seem like a lot, what it means is the next heavy horse, or the next fucking Hippeus charge is going to be devastating. This cab is completely out of the fight, useless, as long as he can take advantage. If it gets back to the fight, of course it can become useful again. So, nice engagement here for the Axe Warriors, but again, blob. No! Blob. Don't blob. Just come around the flank. Come around the flank. Destroy. Destroy everything. Bring this levy through the gap. Bring this cab through the gap. Charge here. Larry Freeman just spotting, you know, buying time for the Axe Warriors. You don't want to take this. I mean, maybe just take this fight. You have 3 cav here. You have Larry Freeman here. Just take this fight, brother. Take this fight, brother. None of these cav can survive a single charge from Heavy Horse. Now, of course, he's just going to run away. But he's buying so much time with these, like, feints and maneuvers. He's buying insane time. Nice engagement here, though. This is fine from the Tarantines, too. He's blobbing a lot of units here. These guys are going to get owned. These Spear Nobles are basically dead. Like, this is fucking great. Like, Sofado is doing everything to win this game. Pull these Larry Freeman out. Again, no blob. No blob. No blob. Just rear charge. The General, in a terrible fight, did run away successfully. One problem I can see already, though, is that this is going to get overwhelmed. Like, this is not long-term a good fight. This was really good. He killed basically an entire Spear Noble. He should have got one of these 2 units the fuck out of there, because again, he's blobbing up. He's blobbing up and letting himself get surrounded. He's strong on the right. All the Lancers are on the right. Do this damage, get your Axe Warrior out of there. Get this Levy Freeman out, sacrifice the Levy Freeman to slow these guys down while you rush this side. Celtic Warrior, okay, full. But how is the main fight going? 97 against 79, not terrible, honestly. Like, that's fine for your Axe Warriors. You're doing good value. Spirit Nobles, though, absolutely dominating this fight. Axe Warriors here are going to do great against anything here. But again, it's your cav that have the key to the battle here. All 3 Lancers can run it down. There's not much support. Because again, there's a Celtic Warrior and potentially an Axe Warrior. And again, he blobbed double Axe Warrior for no reason. Right? So, one of these Axe Warriors take the fight, the other one can get out. And what you want is your infantry to support this flanking action. Again, this Axe Warrior can pull out. This Levy Freeman can pull out. Cause these infantry to be tied down for Arverni, and then your cav with a little bit of infantry support just run over everything, and you just charge in and win the game. But he is getting value here. Celtic Warrior pretty healthy. Again, he's trying to pull out. But again, why let these Levy Freeman die? Massilia Hoplite's gonna. Oh, they're winning this fight. They're dominating this fight. Awesome, great. You know, no problems here. This fight is like losing, but it's close. He's finally unblobbing. Oh, no charge there. Fuck that. That's stupid. But he just needs to pull out. It's fine. He's got the cav advantage around this flank. Just send it. Didn't realize that this heavy horse was behind, so he's gonna lose his Tarantines again for almost for nothing. Cycle charging in the center. That's good. I mean, that's good value, I guess. But he needs to activate his cav against cav. So he's got this Celtic in reserve, which is really good because it can support cav fights. Oh, he doesn't want to engage the gen. I don't know, man. Why not? Just take the fight, bro. I guess he doesn't have the support. He doesn't have the requisite support. But now, okay, like these cav are all tied down. Just charge the Celtic. Like, he has to do this. If the Celtic gets in this fight, it will ruin the day. He's gonna eat a Pilo volley. It's gonna be shit, but it's gonna be worth it because he's gonna charge that. Here he actually extricated his Celtic very nicely. Again, sacrificed that Levy Freeman, but a little too late because an Axe Warrior completely died. Very unfortunate. But he's gonna kill off this heavy horse with the Massilian cav and like the Celtic and like this Lancer maybe. But again, the Lancer's getting shot up. Look at all these dead cav back here to the Slingers. Again, those Tarantines being wasted is absolutely critical. But he's gonna get real nice charges in here. But the General was pretty healthy, so he can eat that. Here he's gotta go for this. 34, 48, sure. Again, let's see how good this charge is from rear charge. Not, I mean, good, obviously good value, but like not killing a lot, so he just avoids that. Nice, gets into this. Can rear charge here. He's busting through the center, honestly, pretty well. He's gonna win this fight. He has more men probably here. But again, the blobbing is not optimal, really. Here, the General did some weird action here. Some spooky action at a distance, perhaps. But everything is gonna come down to this last fight. This Lancer, though, is kind of wasted. It kind of went to this blob for no reason. Why not? Because he had this Levy Freeman here, why don't you push these Slingers back? Like, you don't need to kill the Slingers. Like, Slingers, as long as they're not shooting, are useless. He knows he's gonna win this fight. Why push the Lancer into a place where it can't get out? I mean, maybe it will get out this way, I guess, but, like, it's gonna lose a lot of men doing that. Why not just, like, push the Slingers? They're trapped. They can't shoot, whatever, and then sacrifice like this Massilian cav to like tie them down. He did kill off this heavy horse really easily because it was tired. Massilian cav, no worries, breaking through. This game has all the markings of being extremely close, but again, I just wish he had a little more infantry support on the flank. Like, imagine one more Axe Warrior was here and this Celtic was here, right? Now these Celtics are going to help you in this fight, and again, you need to be able to cycle your Lancers out. They don't want to stay in combat against the against the melee cav, right? These Leather Freemen, though, are breaking through nicely. The Sling Cav, the Hoplites are breaking through nicely. Celtic Warrior, 90 men here. Again, get them in. Get them in. Forward, forward, forward. Lancers, forward, 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 forward. Charge, charge, charge. All is on the line here, right? So, nice, again, nice play from these Lancers. Recharging this blob. Gonna break these Spear Warriors almost certainly. And get another charge in the heavy horse. Not much remains for either side, really. It's going to be very tight. It's going to be this big blob, but guess who's alive? 107 Spear Nobles, 80 Chosen Swords, 106 Chosen Swords. So he only has 3 healthy melee units, maybe some Celtic Warriors, but they are the best in the business, and there's not a whole lot of infantry left on Sofado's side. He has some Axe Warrior, but they're all very tired. The stamina is just dog shit. I mean, it's kind of dog shit for everyone, but it's just dog shit. His general kind of has to take this. No, you can just run away. That's fine. And he has a healthy Lancer here, 45 men. This is a critical unit. Just gonna get nice rear charges here. Just keeps recharging this Celtic Warrior. This fight's winning for Sof. Completely. With the Checkle charge he can get with his Massilia Cav. His general just gonna have to run away. That's fine. He won't get caught by the Noble Horse. I mean, he can honestly... I'm surprised he doesn't take this fight. I think he takes this fight, wins the game. By just killing the general and everything routing. Because there's... Yes, these Spear Nobles are gonna be fucking annoying. But everything else is collapsing. Like, mega collapsing. Honestly, giga collapsing. It's all over. It's all just takes this fight. I think he just wins the game. Remember, these guys are winded. They don't have a second wind. He can take this fight. I think he just wins the game. But it's actually okay to run away. I don't hate that either. Like, just dip. Don't engage here. Honestly, extricate whatever you can. Save these Celtics. Save these Celtics. Kill this unit and kill the Slingers, which are obviously gonna die. And you're fine. Like, you just need to don't overfight this because these guys are fresh Spear Nobles. You're not gonna fight them. You need to get fresh yourself before you do anything against that. He has the numbers between these Celtic Warriors to finish the game, but he needs to preserve them. And he needs to kill these Slingers as well, which is kind of annoying. But by going, look, very tired Celtics, they're just gonna die. They're all dead. They're all dead. But no, if he just rested, oh my god, it's a mega throw. It's a mega throw of epic proportions. By going in here, he has second wind. He can just rest. There's no rush because the Slingers are all gonna die. They're hopeless. The Slingers are hopeless. The Cav was isolated. He just runs away here and goes for the gen. Snipe the gen, and then go back in. 100% winning. Unlosable. Literally unlosable. Because, yeah, Spear Noble, great. But 90 Celtics here, and then the other one that just routed. How many men were in the unit? Hard to say. No way he's gonna let this fucking Spear Noble kill everything. Ain't no way. Second win, brother. Why would you fight exhausted against fresh? Like, it's just... No, he second wins the fucking Cav. Are you kidding me? No, either one of these needed it, because the Cav aren't gonna do shit against this fucking Spear Noble. Trying to go into shield screen, not working though. What are we, brothers? He needs to like just don't fight it. It's an infantry. Don't fight the infantry. Don't fight the infantry. Just go kill the fucking general, man. Just go kill him, please. Because now he's like overplaying his hand. If he doesn't kill this, he loses. But if he just goes and kills this, he wins by just running away and becoming fresh again, right? Like, oh, this is so down to the wire. Holy shit. I mean, only 45 left, however. Like, they're dying. They're dying to the infinite root charges. His general is enough to beat the Noble Horse, I'm pretty sure. If my calculations are correct. But no, but if you second wind of these Celtics, it was mega over. I'm pretty sure. Now the Slingers are going to be coming put devastation in the name. Absolutely. Only 34 left, though. Now you just go hunt the gen. Hunt the gen and kill this. Don't worry if you lose this fight. Like, you're gonna lose this fight because you did a second win your infantry unit for some reason, but like, just go hunt this. Everything in. Decide where you want to fight. Pick a decision. Make a decision. One or the other. But no, the Spear Nobles kill everything. Unbelievable. Charge the gen. At least charge the gen. At least charge. I mean, they're just proving their worth here. They get cavalry counter tactics as well. Slingers are dumping, so it's just gonna be the general, and the general's gonna lose. Oh, I think this was a mega throw, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it was mega close either way, but I think just like micro decisions. I mean, oh, he had a Leather Freeman too. Oh, if he ran away, he won this. If he ran away, we won this for sure, for sure he won this. Because he could not chase the Celtics. Like, he could not chase them. Second win and run away. Never even engaged. Like, the Massilia Hoplite was fighting a Chosen Sword. The Celtic Warriors were never even engaged on that unit. Like, on the Spear Noble. You don't fight that. You just run away everywhere. Kill that Chosen Sword, because it was a free kill. if you have to sacrifice one unit to stop the Spear Noble, maybe you do that, but probably don't even need to do that. I would sacrifice the small Massilian Cav, for example, to get your units, run them away, then send all your Cav to kill the general, because he had like a healthy Lancer, like 30 men in his gen, which was much healthier than the Noble Horse. Easily you kill the gen. The Spear Noble can do nothing because it's just fucking too far away. And then you just surround. You just surround. But in the end, maybe, you have to make the right decision. It's obviously much, much, much easier to say any of that in the replay. But those are the type of situations that will make or break, a game. And in this case, unfortunately, it was a critical game. But honestly, like, well played to both players. This was a fucking phenomenal series. So good. Like, all the games showed, different aspects. Sometimes Sofado got a full surround, dominated when he didn't. Seminaked was slightly better. This final game was honestly like the best of all of them. The closest game, the most dynamic. Probably because there was no hill, to be honest. But like the most dynamic, the most interesting, kind of played to the strengths of both players, but in the end, that Spirit Noble just crushed everything. Crushed Sofado's hopes and dreams, perhaps. Of course, not the end of the road for him. He'll be in the lower brackets against the likes of Tila and Soap. Well, I think Soap is playing Tila, and the winner of that um, will face Sofado, or maybe Sofado has to play Hackerbeck first, something like that. But anyway, Sofado obviously should be considered quite heavily as a favorite for this because Semi-Naked again, who's in my opinion probably has the highest odds if you just look at the faction straight up. And this was mega close, if not winning for Soft. Soft probably, I'm not gonna say deserved to win. I don't like to say that. I don't like to say that at all. But I think he had the win in his hand anyway. Whether he deserved it across the 5 games, I mean that's that's a philosophical question that we can't get into here for sure. But I mean, crazy game, really really well played from both players. The skill was certainly on display. I think the one thing Sofo will rue over the series, though, the biggest thing besides maybe that end game, which he mismanaged in my opinion, was the use of these Tarantines. Like Semi-Naked, I'll tell you a bit of lore, it's kind of his theory that you should just chase the Tarantines down and eventually you're going to miss micro them. Because I was playing Arverni versus Swaby, he was practicing against Tila, and Tila brought this, it was going to bring this build with 4 Javcav and 4 Noble Riders and just rush, and I was kind of destroying him because the Javcav were getting so much value. Because if you don't kill them, they're just harassing you, they're root charging, they're javeling everything. So something to get this, fuck it, I'm just going to go chase them down. I'm just going to chase across the battlefield. They're going to either run out of ammo but they're not gonna be in my rear lines. Because if they're in the rear lines, right, more units have to focus at them. If they're being chased down, at least everything can face forward and face frontally. Even if it takes a couple cav out of the game, he has the spear support to kind of weather the storm, or at least that's his theory, right? And that paid off here because the Terrantines got no value. I think if you micro properly, of course, it's not easy. Because all Seminaked has to do is click an attack order and forget about it, right? You have to micro. But realistically, I think you can either run back to your own lines or run to the other side of the map. You basically just want to run as far away from the battle as possible, so even if they kill them, you're not getting a lot of value. But unfortunately, they kind of got caught. And again, the thing I was going to say, the Tarantines were always tired. They were never fresh. They were running too much. And it's hard, like, they have expert, or, good stamina, or the fuck, resistance to fatigue. So they don't tire quickly, but they will tire if you constantly run them. And I think that's the problem, here. So in the end, I mean, great series. I'm so glad I got to cast this because really it was excellent from both players, and it's one of these things in Rome 2 where it's like the games are won on aggregate. They're never won on like a few moves, like a decisive engagement, because there's just so many engagements, especially with like armies like this. It's who can make more good plays towards a winning objective, and who understands the win condition better. Like you're gonna win some charges, you're gonna lose some charges. Like it's just inevitable. If you win every single charge, of course you're just gonna win the game. But most of the time, as we saw in a lot of these games, the charges were back and forth. Sometimes you get charged, sometimes you get a good charge here. Maybe you can overwhelm a single unit. Maybe you can try to pressure some flank but it's never a single decisive engagement, and that's one of the really cool things about this game is like one mistake can be overcome, whereas in other maybe for example in Rome 1, a lot of times it's like mistakes like can cost you because there's only one decisive engagement, or like you drop a unit, it's like mega hard to win from there. But in Rome 2, it's like because everything happens and there's a big clash of your whole army, you have a more chance for like things to go back and forth. It's the aggregate who has the better overall, who has the better like ability to take advantage of situations during the fight. That really pays off, and I think that's a really great thing. I think this series was kind of showcasing that very, very well from both players, honestly. And honestly, yeah, very insanely close final game. Definitely the best game of the series, but yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this. I certainly did myself. We'll have more content. I did cast my own series versus Tila, the other upper bracket semi. It went 5 games. All were very close games. All were very good games as well. But Sofado also posted his commentary, and I kind of feel like you should just watch that one. I feel like my own commentating my own games is a little, it gets a little too analytical. I know what happens, like I know exactly what happens, so I feel like it kind of reduces the ability to give a good commentary. Like if I was to go over the game personally, like as a video to like explain what I think I did wrong or what I could improve, like that would be a good video. But the commentary, I don't know. It's also in 2 parts. I have to combine them. But maybe I post that, maybe I don't. If not, go watch Safado's commentary of me versus Kila. Great series. This was a great series, and I hope to bring more great series in the future for the rest of the con. One other thing to note is that if all goes according to plan, hopefully we're gonna stream the upper bracket final, the lower bracket final, and the final. Hopefully on that one day. That's what I would want to do. It's only 3 people, right? It's the 2 people in the upper bracket final and the person waiting in the lower bracket final. The loser of the upper bracket final will play the person in the lower bracket final. Winner of that will go to the grand final. So it's only 3 people. So if all 3 people are down to do that, we'll host a big event stream on that day, and that should be pretty awesome. But anyway, boys, and girls, I suppose. Thank you, thank you so much for watching, and hope to see you guys in the next con video. Peace.